Hello, welcome everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to NTEEP 4.0, Empowering African Startups for Global Impact. My name is Jessica Kings, and I'll be your moderator for today's session. To begin, I'll be giving a brief overview of NTEEP. NTEEP was launched in 2020 with the goal of empowering African startups. It has trained and supported over 600 startups, providing essential tools, skills, and a supportive community to help entrepreneurs scale their businesses in a digital world. In essence, NTEEP aims to contribute to the sustainable growth of small and medium enterprises. NTEP is not just a program, it is a catalyst for transformation, fostering a new generation of empowered and resilient entrepreneurs who will play a vital role in shaping the economic landscape of Africa. A few benefits of the program is intensive entrepreneurship training, digital market training, sponsored business website, access to digital tools, as well as long-term mentoring. Before we move on, I'll be giving just some few basic rules, which is you can use the chat function for questions and comments. We will address your questions during the Q&A session after the training. Please be respectful in your communication, and also note that this session is being recorded for those who couldn't attend and for future reference. We encourage you to actively participate, but keep your contributions relevant and concise. So now it is my pleasure to introduce our distinguished speaker for today's session, taking us on business ideas and opportunities. But before he comes on board, I just want to go over his profile. Mr. Mustafa Ellatif is recognized as a Forbes Middle East 30 under 30 lister in 2023. He is the co-founder and CEO of EYouth, impacting over 2 million students in the MENA region. As vice chairman of Youth Entrepreneurs Network, a USAID-funded initiative, he guides the network's financial and strategic direction. Mustafa holds an MBA from the Arab Academy for Science, Technology, and Maritime Transport. He has a bachelor's degree in business entrepreneurship and a bachelor's degree in electrical and communications engineering from Asyut University. Currently, he is pursuing a PhD in business management at the Swiss Business School. Mr. Mustafa, you're welcome, and the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the introduction. Thank you for having me. Hello, everyone. Good morning or good evening, based on your location. My name is Mustafa. I'm the CEO and the co-founder of EYouth. It would be my pleasure to share with you my thoughts and the topic of business ideas and opportunities, focusing on the African startups in order to make them go global to other growth area. My presentation, it will be around 30 minutes to 45 minutes, and we will have the last 15, 20 minutes to the questions. And I wanted to try to make it like engagement as I can. And also I wanted to listen your thoughts throughout the presentation while we learning from each other. I share my thoughts and experience, and as well as you share yours as well. A small brief about the business journey about myself. Like for me, I didn't get into any full-time jobs or part-time jobs. I was studying in US as a scholarship, and I was studying business entrepreneurship in Yukon University as a funded project from the US Department of State. And then EYouth was my graduation project. I graduated with a business model of EYouth to build an online e-learning portal helping youth to be order to have the needed skills required in the labor market and helping them finding their jobs. After my graduate from the school, I come back to Egypt and start my business, and the business is growing year over year. Now we are 700 people working in EYouth. We are working in 21 countries. Our value of the company more than 100 million USD, and our revenues per year around 14 to 15 million USD per year. So this is like my journey in terms of entrepreneurship. I like get through the ideation, implementation, growing the company, growth, investment, and everything. Let's start with the presentation objective. Number one, the global insights. This presentation will provide how we can see the global insights during our work or building our ideas in Africa, and also the business ideas and how we build a good business ideas related to the African markets, and also can have the potential to go global and a growth potential. The third part, the startup support, what we are need as a startup here in Africa, and what we are looking for, and what like the needed support in terms of funding, marketing, ideas, technology to make our startup is a good fit for global markets. Let's start with the current trends in the global markets. We have three main trends in the global markets overall. The world, they're looking for these three main trends. Number one, the digital transformation. Anything supporting the digital transformation or helping the transformation of any offline activity to be online activity, or facilitate any offline activity with fostering process during using technologies, mobile apps, or using the data analysis, the big data, artificial intelligence, the AI. All the digital transformation area is priority number one all over the world in terms of startups. So if you have a startup providing a digital transformation solution, support, any kind of support in that, it will be highly recommended. Number two, sustainability and the green technologies. The sustainability and the green technologies are the second part in terms of the priorities in the world, because like the climate change, you can see a lot of challenges in terms of weather, treatment, and environment. So any startup have an idea uh, faster and they grow the sustainability purpose and the green technologies, it would be highly recommended. Number three, uh, the e-commerce. The e-commerce facilitating the way of starting and establishment markets, shops, selling something to other people, and also trade digitally with your users and the customers. These three global trends are the most like needed trends in terms of startup ideas all over the world. Second part, the challenges faced by the African startups. Let's imagine what we are facing as African startups in terms of reaching global presence. Number one, the limited access to funding. You can imagine the African countries are like away far on the USA startups or Europe startups in terms of funding opportunities, funding VCs, and funding accessibility. Number two, infrastructure issues in terms of the electricity, the internet in some countries. We have some problems in the logistics, supply chain, and the roads, the infrastructure of the countries that have like a challenge for the any idea to go global, and also a challenge for other global support systems to come inside Africa and support. Third one, regularity barriers. Uh, the process of establishing your official papers, and this is a very important part. You can't work without official papers. So when you establish your official papers, you need to have a clear way to establish your official papers and official tax papers as well. So these kind of different registration activities, process, steps from country to country is hardening. So if we have a one African registration steps in all the countries in Africa, with one registration, you can work in any country in Africa with unified tax registration, I think it will be great for all the startups to easily grow and easily go global. Number four, market access and competition. The competition and the market access is hard because the players in same field and same industry are much way. Slide number five, how we identify the business ideas. Number one, we need to identify the market research and the customer feedback. Number two, observing the industry trends and technology advantages. So we need to see what the technology advances now and what is the industry trends now. So we need to do the market research, find what we can do these days, and also how we can observe the industry trends and technology advantages in order to have a good technology idea. Brainstorming sessions and innovation workshops. We need to brainstorm. We need to brainstorm with friends, with trainers, with speakers, with entrepreneurs. Number four, addressing the local problems with global solution. So while we are designing your business idea, you need to design a solution can fit globally, not only fitting in African countries. So if you are have a solution can fit in any other country outside the African continent, it will be great. Let's see and view the key sectors. Number one, technology and innovation. The digital transformation, technology and innovation is a part. It's very important for anyone, and also the global movement can be easier while you are using technology and innovation. Because if you are using technology and innovation, you can easily manage and scale your solution to other countries. Number two, the agribusinesses and agriculture, because the African countries have the biggest agribusinesses opportunities ever all over the world. So the agribusinesses and agriculture, one of the most needed and added value products or services can be provided. Number three, renewable energy, the solar, the wind, the bioenergy that helps the world to be have a better place. Number four, the health care and biotechnology is very important topic. Let's deep dive into the four industries. Technology and innovation, the importance of tech startups is very important, vital role to driving innovation into economic growth and inside Africa, and creating more jobs and more helping create the bridge between the offline and the online activities. Number two, the opportunities in the fintech. Fintech startups developing in innovation technology, it's a very booming inside Africa and in the globe as well, because fintech is facilitating the money payments and the money treatments with any two parts. You can create a fintech solution for every single part in your life. Number three, opportunities in mobile technology, creating mobile apps, transforming something hard, something offline, something have a lot of steps to something easier. It's a key success. Opportunities in software development, how you can develop a software that help potential challenges or current challenges to facilitate any kind of challenges or opportunities available in this part. Agriculture and agribusinesses. And agriculture is a major contributor in the GDP in any country. Any country is looking for improving their agriculture and agribusinesses sector in order to upgrading the GDP. And in African countries, there is a very big opportunity in terms of a lot of green lands we have and landscape as well. So the opportunities in the agri-tech value additional for the markets in Africa and how we can export markets outside. Solutions like improve farming efficiency, productivity, creating something products can help the product inside the land can be better, can be more qualified products and more go sustainability and organic products. And if we have a sustainability and organic products, it can easily moving our work outside. Renewable energy. The needs of for sustainable energy solutions is very, very important and growing day over day. While we have a climate change problem, the renewable energy is part of how we are looking ourselves in the future and how we can protect our world to the future as well. The opportunities in solar, wind, bioenergy is very, very large because we have sun in Africa, we have wind, and we have a lot of environmental resources can be used to create a very good sustainable solution in terms of getting electricity. Case studies of successful renewable energies, we can see a lot of startups in Africa who are providing a lot of stuff like Mocopa is a leading provider of pay-as-you-go solar energy solutions. So in Africa, they provide a solar energy solution and you are pay-as-you-go. You don't need to pay a lot of money in the beginning. That's enabling people to access affordable clean energy and also lighting their homes or using it in their farming activities as well. Healthcare and biotechnology. Healthcare challenges in Africa is very, very hard because significant like challenges including limited access to high quality healthcare, low number of uni- hospitals, low number of a good atmosphere for the health tech or healthcare. Opportunities in pharmaceutical, building local products can help a lot of people, millions of people in African countries to have better life in terms of medicine. Also, telemedicine connects patients with healthcare providers or professionals remotely is a very booming one because in some places they can't have the ability to move from place to other place. They can't have the affordability to pay money to go or travel or move from distance places to another places. So if you have a solution can help the people to get the treatment remotely, it will be very, very huge opportunity. Also, opportunities in medical devices, affordable medical devices in Africa, it will be much needed because the medical devices outside Africa is much expensive, and a lot of places in Africa are looking for medical devices. And if you are have a good medical devices with affordable fees, I think it will be much, much needed. The education and the e-learning, this is my area. Importance of education is very, very hard. And also, you can't develop any country without to develop the education systems. You can't have a promising future of any country without any the educational part because the educational part is the most important thing to learn the people, to grow the youth, and also to improve the quality of learning and improve people. If you are improving that, it will be easier to upgrade the quality of the country. There's a lot of opportunities in the edtech field. You can do tutoring, you can provide online programs, you can provide live programs, you can provide reading educational programs, a lot of stuff. There's a lot of case studies and successful startups in Africa. Like we in youth, we are now like 3.5 million users, and we helped more than 500 million people to find their jobs throughout our programs. Let's see the strategies to support startups. From my point of view, we need to have more access to funding. Startups need funding for growth, exploring opportunities, go global, and also improve the quality of their product. Mentorship and training. Always the mentorship and getting trained is one of the most needed parts in terms of improving yourself as co-founder or founder, and also if you are working inside the startup. If you are have the opportunity to improve yourself, it's a very important. The networking and partnerships. Partnerships is a key successful are in that if you have a lot of partnerships, a successful networking activities, it's like a successful way to build a good startup ecosystem for yourself and for the community as well. Leveraging technology, utilize digital tools and platforms. You should integrate the technology and digital tools in your mobile application, website, startups, product, whenever. Using digital tools and platforms is much needed now, and you have to use it. Importance of strong online presence. You need to go online. You need to facilitate the people's lives, and also you need to have an easy solution. If you have a hard solution and go online, no one will use your solution. You need to have an easy solution in order to allow anyone to use it. You should build a strong brand. The brand is your picture, is your vision, is your mission, is your way how people see you. The importance of branding and how you go global is the value of the brand. If you have a good brand, anyone in any country can see and realize what you are offering and realize your strengths as brand. It will be easier to go global. Strategies for branding. Develop a unique strategy for branding. Be consistent because the consistency is the secret. If you are consistent in work, consistent in building your brand, it will be like your motivation to continue. Regulatory and legal considerations, international trends law. We need to follow the international trends law. We need to be updated with international trends and international laws and rules and regulations. Protecting intelligence. We need to protect the intelligence, and you should protect your intelligence in your startup in order to not allow anyone to use your intelligence, whenever globally or in the country. Navigating and import, like you can getting export and import regulations and see how yourself can be outside your market and how the foreigner markets can be useful from like your product or service. You need to have a market entry strategies to go global. Market entry strategies, it's a different approach. You can approach millions of approaches, but you need to select the best approach for the country you will enter or the market you will enter. How you can deal directly with the people. Are you will go with partners, with local partners? Do you will build your own team? Do you will moving the best team members from your country to other country? Do you will work with the government? A lot of approaches, but you need to select your the best approach for you and for the market you will go. The importance of market research. 100% you can't go outside your market without having a very good market research. If you have a good market research, then you are able to go to the new market. Scaling operation. How you are scaling your operation. A strategy of scaling. You can scale by reallocate your team. You can scale by hiring new people in other countries. You can scale by using local partners, or local reseller based on your situation. Maintain the quality is very important. You can't move to other country and your quality go down. No one will trust you. You need to maintain the quality in terms to growth. Successful scaling examples like Copo 360 and Branch, international leading examples of startups scaled in Africa. In EYouth as well, we scaled to 21 countries and we successfully have offices in 3 countries and we have 700 people working in EYouth in these 100 countries. International trends and agreements. Trade agreements. You should use the international trade agreements, not your local trade agreements. The access to the market. The agreements offer you to access the market or establish official papers. Reduce the traffic and other trade barriers, and also the economic growth. Support systems for African startups in order to empower them and back them to go global. The overview of the available support system and resources. Let us see the government initiatives we see now, the programs and financial assistance we see now. But we need more. The government and the private sector support. We see now a huge movement from the private sector and the government together to be supporting the startups, moving into more innovation startups in Africa. There's some success stories of startups in Africa. And also, I wanted to listen from you. Uh, what is your best success story in Africa? You see, they start in Africa and they go global. Please, if you can write your comments in the chat or in comments. Hello. Yes, a lot of people here. I was thought that I'm alone because no voice, nothing here. I can't see anything. So, but I opened the comments. I found a lot of people in Arabic, mashallah. It's very good to have the people here. Hello, everyone. Hi. Yes, this is the Q&A part. Please, if you have like any questions.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mustafa, for that insightful presentation. So, like Mr. Mustafa said, the floor is open to questions.
Yes, I
For
will
those
read it.
asking if the materials will be available, yes, it's going to be available on. Do well to follow us on our social platforms, and then connect with us on at connect.intep.org. The materials will be available there. The place, join our community, that is connect.intep.org. Today's session and the sessions to follow materials will be available over there.
Sure.
Yes. Yet to see questions. Please, if you have any question for Mr. Mustafa, you can do well to type it now, so he'll be able to answer you. Okay, we have a question from Mr. Sabir. The question is, why is it that most of the startup businesses fail to circle within 3 years?
Okay. So in the global uh, mathematics or analysis, they found one of each 10 startups only success. We have 10, 9 fail, and 1 success in the ideation phase. And from after the ideation phase, they like moved from the one we like successfully from the ideation phase, 3 from every 10 startups are successfully moving from the ideation phase to the implementation phase are successful startups. So If you don't have a good plan, if you don't have a good system in your startup, and if you are having a good economic selling point, you will be fail. But it's not a rule. It's not a rule to fail after 3 years, 2 years, 5 years. You can fail when you are not doing well. Whenever the time, you can fail from the first week if you're started, and you can fail after 3, 4, 5, 6 years, whenever the year. So the number of years is not that important, but the reason of the failure is the most important. Why people fail? People fail because the team, because the market fit, because the business aspect. You need to be focused on your startup and all the aspects. You need to have it in a good way in order to maintain your work. But from my point of view and my experience as well, I think if you could stay work 5 years in your startup without a close, without like any failure, it will be a big company. If you stay 5 years focusing and you pay salaries and you work and you sell something and you get money and you make profits, not the importance is how many profits you do as a number, but you make profit. After 5 years, you will be a successful one. This is my answer of this question.
Thank you, Mr. Mustafa. Another question from Mr. Caleb. The question is, how do we handle debt in startup? Okay,
Sure.
did you get that?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. The debt, I don't recommend to get the debt in the beginning. You should get the debt like after 1 to 2 years as established unit economics, but you can calculate easily how many money you can pay per month after you pay your salaries, taxes, your like rent and every essential payment, and you can calculate how many money you have. And this is the maximum payment per month for your debt. After you calculate your total revenue and you get out all your payments for salaries, rent, everything, see how much money you will have, and this is the maximum amount you can pay as a debt installment. Then you can take a debt, but take careful because if you did take a debt more on your capacity, it can be easily cause your failure as a business. You don't take a big debt, but you can manage the debt with your financials. The financials and your economics as all is very important. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mustafa. A question from Mr. Adeyemi. The question is, how can a startup business maximize available limited resources?
Okay. It based on your career and your industry, based on your startup work, but we can see the importance of everyone working in the company. You shouldn't hire anyone without a very clear vision of the effort he or she will do. Number two, the payment. Always connect your payments to anyone, full timers, part timers, freelancers, to a KPIs. And we we in use have a calculation model. Every one USD dollar we pay for anyone, full timer, part timer, freelancers, we should get four USDs. Like $1, $4. We pay $1, we get $4 for each one. So if we pay $100 per month as a service, we should have $400 as an income. So you should calculate your payments and multiply by four to get is the person is efficient to the business or no. If you pay to anyone a money and he can't bring back this money, multiply it by four, you should consider rethinking about this person because you need to have a monthly return on investment based on your monthly salary. You need to calculate it. So if you are paying a salaries and you don't get back these salaries multiplying by 4, you need to reconsider it to make it much easier. Number two, don't show off like you don't need to have a luxury office. You don't need to have a luxury car. You don't need to have a luxury something because it can be easily get your money out. And also, your luxury life will not protect you from failure. It it cannot protect you from business problems. But the money you have in your bank, it can protect you. If you have money, always have money in your bank extra. Like we use like every 100 USD I have as a revenue, I only spend 70%. I calculate all my life as a business on the 70%, and 30% I get it in the bank because in any kind of problem, I have money to come up. In Corona, we have Corona, but we have money as well there because we was having money outside in the bank. Then we are facing Corona and get a useful treatment of it. So calculate every step, calculate your income and your expenses, calculate the money you need and the money you pay for everything, and also make sure you don't pay something without any return on it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mustafa. Just before I take the next question, if you notice there's a bulletin under our screen, so just take note of that for those asking about today's materials. You can get it in our community, which is connect.intep.org. This information is displayed below your screen, so just take note of that. The next question is from Mr. Abba. The question is, why does African businesses have less recognition globally?
Yes, I totally agree with you. There's like a huge problem in that, but I think as everything in Africa, it's not a special for the recognition, but the African countries as well, the world usually sees that like we are after them. So it's the same in everything, like in everything we had and the problems and challenges we face in Africa. Uh, Things like in the other side, they can see us as a priority. That's why they don't focus and lighting the startups come from African countries. The startups like going globally. The startups are moving to a better places. But this like what we can see and what we can do. But our rule to fight against that, our rule to like motivate ourselves and connect together, build a good networks like that we have now in the place we are talking together from. These networks can be a bigger and they can be our support system in terms of all the globe. So we need to build these networks. We need to support each other as African startups. We need to support each other, like connecting together, support other, announcing to other successful stories, successful activities. That's how we can totally together we can be moving towards what we looking for. And we don't need to wait to other people in Europe or US to come and help us. We need to help ourselves first because most probably they will not come to help us. But but we need to support ourselves first. That will had other people like force the people to support us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mustafa. Another question is, why do many startups, why don't they protect intellectual property?
Yes, I don't know why, but it should be, as I told you in the presentation, because like there is a rule in the business: the owner of the idea, not the one who firstly gets the idea, but the one who firstly operate and implement the idea. So if you are didn't implement it and you don't register your intelligence, now it's not your intelligence because you don't protect it. You need to protect your intelligence first until anyone can get it, copy and paste and implement it. So you need to be fast, and once you have something good, you should protect it, you should register it, and you should implement it on the ground as well. Thank you.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Mustafa. Um, the next question is, what are the professional steps to taking a startup business to the next level in terms of expansion?
Okay. I think the expansion for any African startups should be step by step. Like, see the market you need to go, and the market here, select the market you are close to what you do. I will give you an example by EUs. We are searching for markets have a huge number of youth with high unemployment rate because we solve the unemployment rate. So we search for countries have a lot of youth from 18 to 35 years old and also have a high unemployment rate. There is the two conditions. And after we found the countries, then we see we have X, Y, Z. We will enter X firstly, and then if we successfully entered X, we will enter Y. Don't enter X and Y and Z at the same time. And don't enter any country without a clear plan. We search for, as youth, countries with youth with high unemployment rate. So put your conditions and list your priorities and go step by step. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mustafa. Question from Yusuf is, what are the ways or methods one can carry out a survey on opportunities?
Okay. You can use a lot of parts. You can use technology. You can ask ChatGPT. You can ask from the technology part, and you can see the other places what they do and build on it. And this is my lovely way to build an idea. First step, you can see in your country what is missed between you and the Europe country or USA. And then search about solutions available there to solve this problem in their countries outside Africa. And think how you are convert the solution and add on an added value and improve the solution to be inside Africa. In this process, when you build a good one, you can be go global by moving again outside Africa. Because if you build something and this something are from your start here in Africa, and based on your thinking about something be there and outside, and you added more value on it, it will be easier for you to move after you have a startup and everything is running to outside again. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mustafa. Another question is, how can a startup business leverage from technology?
The technology is very important. You should use your technology in everything to build your startup, application, website, and also to reduce your cost. You can use AI, you can use cybersecurity, you can a lot of technologies to reduce your cost and reduce your payment, and also you can sell products outside the country and to collect money from other countries. You can collect money from outside, from any place. So the technology is a very important part for you to help and grow your business. Thank you.
Okay. Another question is, how can startups know their achievements when writing a business plan?
The achievements.
Yes.
Okay, I don't get the question. If you can reply back and explain it, because the achievement you can't see in your business plan, you will see after you
Yes.
work and after your company operate and after you do a great work, then you can see the achievements.
Yes. Another question is, how do I discover business opportunities in my community? I want to start a business, but I don't know what to start with.
You can start by asking your friends and family what you are looking for and you can find it. You can ask them what you are thinking about and you can find it in your country. And you collect their answers and think about it. See what of these answers can be converted into a business idea and they can be converted to like something a lot of people are looking for. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mustafa. Someone says, my business is in the food sector. There are very little margins in this region. How do business with low margins survive?
I think, in my like opinion, you should have a 30% profit margin and a 30% operation margin and 60%, the rest of 60%, the rest of 40% are used to cover the fixed cost, and the 30% cover your like salaries, every payment you pay for like uh, non-fixed cost, and 30% as a profit. And from this profit, you can scale your business and you can solve or protect yourself with any kind of problems you will face.
Thank you, Mr. Mustafa. Another question is it possible to combine or mix key sector of opportunities such as agriculture or agribusiness with renewable energy as a way to strategies to support startups?
Yes, 100%. It's a way better to have agribusiness with renewable energy, with fintech, with education. You build a good thing, but only two, three aspects together, not more than that. You can do both two aspects, agribusiness and renewable energy, renewable energy and fintech, and etc. And then you can build a good idea in terms of connecting two parts together.
That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mustafa. I'll be taking the last two questions. And one is, can you enlighten us more on the legit sources of funding?
Okay. You can get funding from accelerator and incubator programs in your country. Number two, from angel investors. You can find angel investors in LinkedIn. If you write as a search angel investor in Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, Egypt, South Africa, whatever, you can find a list of angel investors. You can connect them. Number three, the venture capitals, the fees, like family offices after that, and investment banking. This is the most popular investment and funding channels, and you need to search by order. You can get money from your friends and family in the beginning, then you can go for incubation and acceleration programs, then you can have angel investors, then VCs, and etc. Thank you.
Okay. I think that is it for all the relevant questions. Thank you, Mr. Mustafa, for your time. I
Thank
don't
you
know
so
if you
much.
have any concluding advice or statements.
I wanted to thank you all for joining, and I hope the presentation was very good for you, as it's very good for me to see a lot of comments, a lot of people attending. Thank you so much. And I hope to see you. If all anyone have any kind of questions, you can reach out to me on my LinkedIn. Thank you so much, and I hope a very better future for every one of you and for the African countries as well. Thank you also, Jessica, for your uh, hosting and your support during the session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mustafa. And thank you to everyone for joining in today. Please, you would find probably after the session is over, you would come back to the description link and then you would see a attendance form. Please do well to fill it out and so we can be able to take your attendance. We also encourage everyone to follow our social media handles to stay updated and connected. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and we are at NTEEP Connect. And also, you can go on our official website for those that are asking more about the program and the benefits of this training. And the website is www.intep.org. Please also join our community to be able to access materials and also gain the information of our mentors, such as Mr. Mustafa. You can find his LinkedIn link over there, which is connect.intep.org. As we come to the end of today's session, I'd like to specially thank Mr. Mustafa for his valuable contributions and also all the participants once again for being active. We see all your positive comments and we really appreciate you. Please join us again tomorrow for tomorrow's session. We'll be talking on customer validation and market research. And then that will be the speaker for tomorrow is Mrs. Usla Prinzinga. Thank you, everyone, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.